Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at some fractions to determine which ones are equivalent, right? So which ones have the same value. Equivalent means same value, right? So equivalent fractions have the same value. So this is a problem from CPM Course 2, Section 6.2.1, number 658. So how do I know my values? Well, the other thing about fractions we got to remember, fractions are this this fraction bar in between the two numbers also means division. So if I think about what I'm looking at here, I've got a bunch of 20 divided by 5s, negative 20 divided by 5, 20 divided by negative 5. So it's what is the value of each of these fractions? So we can simplify by either reducing or, in this case, doing the division. So 20 divided by, that's what this is saying, 20 divided by 5, that's what that is, which is 4. So that one's equal to 4. So A is 4. This is negative 20 divided by 5. Well, when you divide a negative and a positive, the answer is negative. You still divide the numbers, you still get the 4, but in this case, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. So the answer is negative 4. Okay? And so then here again, we have 20 divided by negative 5. So that negative, it's either on top or bottom. If it's on one or the other, either way you look at it, it's still 20 divided by 5, which is 4, and it's positive divided by a negative, which is negative 4, right? So remember, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. A negative divided by a positive is still a negative, right? Opposite signs, when you're dividing or multiplying opposite signs, you still get a negative. So this here, though, when you have a negative 20 divided by a negative 5, when you have the same sign, right? If I'm dividing the same sign, a negative divided by a negative is going to equal a positive. So when I'm dividing the same sign, just like as if I would have said a positive divided by a positive, same signs give you a positive. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. So in this case, it's going to be a positive 4. And then last one, now what we've got this floating negative out front. So that's just saying take this division and then the answer is going to be negative. So it's negative 20 divided by 5, right? I do that division, I get a 4, so it's really just negative 4. So we notice B, C, and E. So we could say B, C, and E are equivalent. Equivalent, right? And so that negative could be on top, could be on bottom, or straight out front. They all mean the same thing. They're all the same value. And then in this case, we have a positive over a positive, which just gives us positive, a negative over a negative, which just gives us a positive. So we'd also say that A and D are equivalent. So there's my two answers. Okay. B, C, and E, and A and D are equivalent. Okay. There we go.